What's up, guys? We had a company send us a dash cam to do a review on by a company called Anker. This is the Roav Dashcam C1. We get offered to do reviews on a lot of things, but dash cam was really something I thought would be good to do a review on. It's something I believe every single trucker should have out here. It's really going to protect us from false claim in court, his word against your word. If you got a dash cam, you're protecting your livelihood, your career. We have such a dangerous job out here that I really think if you're trucking out here without a dash cam, you're running the risk of ending up in jail, charged with charges that may not be legit, you know. So if you have a dash cam, you can prove your innocence, that you were not driving like an idiot, and whatever the case may be, you're protected. So I really thought it'd be a good thing to do a review on. So again, it's the Roav Dashcam C1. I've heard a lot of good things about this company called Anker here. I've heard some good reviews about their things. This dash cam they sent us was one of their less expensive models. They do have a couple other models out there. They have a C1 Pro, they have a C2, a couple different options. We'll link their YouTube channel down in the description if you want to go check them out. I got it hooked up right here. One thing I will say about it is in a car, the screen's like tilted so far down. Let me get it out of the dash and we'll take a look at it. So it just mounts up here on a little thing and then slides into this little mounting bracket. It does have a display screen on it, which I do like, but in a car, like I said, it's so tilted down so far that you really can't see the screen. As soon as it powers on, it starts recording. So it's pretty cool, you know. It's a good size. I tested the audio out on it and it has really good audio. Now it does have an option to mute the audio if you do not want audio being recorded. For us, we like it because if we're ever pulled over or pulled in by DOT or something, we'll have that audio footage, and you know, it could help protect you, things like that, or it'd be good for a YouTube video. It does have really good audio. We're gonna go try the picture out. We're gonna do some daytime driving, and then we'll do a little bit of nighttime driving later too. I haven't had a chance to look at much of the footage on it. I did look at some of the night video last night and it did not seem too good, but I think I had some settings wrong in there. They have a frequency setting in there that I think I had set wrong, so I did correct that. It records in 720 30 frames per second, 720 60 frames per second, or 1080 at 30 frames per second. So you got some recording options there. 60 frames per second I think is better for highway driving. You know, if you're on the highway and you're traveling fast, you're just going to get better images. But 30 frames per second is going to help you get more of a lower light. It's better in low light. It's not drastic. Me personally, I prefer the 60 frames, but we'll try both. I'll put up some test footage. Let's go check it out. So here we are at a red light. These cars on the left are going to get going. We're going to zoom in here on the license plate, see how well we can see this. Not very well. I can tell it's a Texas plate, but also I can tell it's a Chevy Silverado, a black Chevy Silverado, so that could be useful. And also, I apologize, I made a goof. I kind of angled the camera a little bit too far up. It was kind of hard to see. Like I mentioned, the screen is kind of hard to see on such a tilted window, but in a truck it would be more visible, so please forgive that. We still did get some good footage. Now here we got another license plate. That's still kind of hard to see. Now I can tell it's a Texas plate. I can tell it's a silver Chevy Tahoe, so that could be helpful. And this is what happens when you zoom in from 1080. You're cropping it down so much it turns to 480 and you just can't see any detail. So this is going to happen with a lot of cameras. We're going to get going here at the green light and we're going to take a look at the street sign, see how well we can see that. So that's not too bad. I can tell I can read the street. Block numbers, I can read the left turn yield on green, so that's not too bad. So we're going to check out this sign coming up on the right too, see how well we can read this. Not terrible. Baskerville, a Sherlock Holmes mystery. So that wasn't too bad. Trying to see license plates moving at speeds like this, though, are going to be hard to tell and zoom in on. You can get models of a vehicle and things like that, but now let's check out some night footage. So here I am driving at almost midnight to get you guys some road footage here at night. Looking at signs that are lit up make it really hard to see. Now, again, I mean, this is going to happen with a lot of cameras. So, I mean, it puts this weird haze around everything, though, anything that's lit up. If you look at all the street lights, there's this round, glowing, blurry ball around all the lights. It kind of seems a little bit of excessive, but overall, it's not horrible footage. I think, again, this would still be very useful to, if somebody by chance tried to run from you, you are still going to be able to at least get a color, make and model of a vehicle, to narrow it down for police to be able to track this person down. All right, so right here we're going to pause and try to zoom in on this street. See the street sign? Yeah, it's really, I mean, I live here, so I know what road it is, so I can kind of tell it's new road, but then we get into a little bit of darkness, and it's just mush. You can't see nothing in it. But that's just cameras alone. Now, I wouldn't go as far as calling this Nighthawk vision. A lot of it's really blown out from any lights. Any signs lit up or anything, it's really hard to see. So, I mean, it's not horrible. For the price point, I think this is a really good option to protect yourself. So I want to give a big shout out and a thanks to Anker for sending us this dash cam. I've been wanting to do a dash cam video for a really long time. I think they're very important for us truck drivers to have. I think everybody should have them, really. You know, there's so many crooked people out there these days, and they'll just lie and try to blame it on you. So big shout out and thanks to them. I want to go over the pros and cons of this little dash cam. We'll go over the pros first. I like the display screen. I like the Wi-Fi and the app that they have to be able to view the footage. The wide angle view of this camera is awesome. I like how it mounts to the windshield. It's nice and streamlined and up and out of the way. You know, they give you a really long cable to route it through around your window, so you don't got dangling wires, so it makes for a really clean install. And I like that Anker has a really good customer service. It's really hard to find companies with good customer service these days sometimes, and if you have any issues with this camera, you know, they are on top of it and very helpful on getting anything resolved. So now talk about the bad points. The night vision, it just isn't what I would call night vision. I've seen better out there, but for the price point, those cameras were $200, $300, $400. So it's okay, it works. And also the power button. Every time I was putting it in my windshield and taking it out, I kept bumping this button with my hands just because it's such a big button and right there in the way of where you grab it at. I kept turning it on. I'd have to turn it off, and I'd stick it in my pocket and the button would get bumped and it would turn on and it'd be recording in my pocket. And also, they don't send you a memory card with this camera, and it does require a specific memory card. You can't just use any memory card in it. So I just think if you're going to have a specific memory card that's required, send it with the dash cam or put it in. But memory cards are expensive. I understand. To keep the price low, they they don't edit, you know. So those are just a couple of the pros and cons I noticed after playing with this camera for a couple nights. Would I recommend it? Yes, I would. For the price point, you can't beat it. Having that protection, if you think about it, if I had to buy a new one of these every single year, I could buy for $1,500. I could buy a new one each year for 20 years. And having that protection out here on the road, I think, is just invaluable. The insurance claims or anything like that that you could possibly have without having proof that you were not at fault, I think is just invaluable. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in buying this, we'll put a link down in the bottom for Amazon, or you can check it out other places. There's a lot of reviews out here on this dash cam. Give it a look. It's not a bad option, you know. It will definitely protect you having one of these things in your windshield, and for the price point, it just can't be beat. All right, guys, you guys have a good one. Be safe out there and be profitable, and peace, love, and expediting.